Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be showing my trades from 19th of January 2021. On this day, I was down close to around 1300 US dollars within the first 30 minutes of market open. But then I gave myself a short break. I came back and I was able to make it all back with one good trade. If you're a trader and you have been trading the stock market for a while, you know that as traders, we sometimes just don't feel the market. Even though the market is really good, we are not able to capitalize on the moves. It sometimes happens. It happened with me on 19th of January 2021. I took really bad trades. Out of the 7 trades I took in total, 5 were red and 2 were green. But after being red $1,300 within the first 30 minutes, I gave myself a quick 15 minutes break, and that's what I usually do if I'm not able to feel the market. Even though I can see the moves happening, but I'm not able to capitalize on those moves, I just like to give myself a short break, 15-20 minutes. I come back to my trading desk and then I go from there if I find a good opportunity. Now let's take a look at the stocks I was watching for the day. If you look at the overall market, SPY on 19th of January, SPY was in a range. It did not do any crazy move. On 20th of January, SPY made a good move, but we will be discussing 19th of January in this video. The first stock I was watching for the day is Tesla. Tesla, I always have this in my watch list. I'm waiting for Tesla to break 860 or 820 towards the downside. Tesla has been in this range for a long time and I'm waiting for Tesla to break this range. But even though Tesla wasn't breaking this range, usually Tesla makes very good triangles or maybe very good patterns on the 1 minute and 5 minutes chart. That gives you good scalping opportunities almost every single day. The second stock I was watching for that day is Roku, and I had 2 reasons for this. Roku has been making this bull flag on the 1-day chart. That was the first reason. And the second reason is that Roku was upgraded in the morning. What I mean by upgraded is that the price target of this stock was raised by a firm. That's why I put Roku in my watch list. The next stock in my watch list was Netflix. I don't like trading Netflix a lot, and there's a reason for it because there's no clean trend on Netflix. It's been in a range for the past 4-5 months. That's why I don't trade Netflix a lot. I put this on my watch list on 19th of January for a potential earnings play. Netflix had earnings on 19th of January after market close. That's why I put Netflix in my watch list. The next stock I was watching was GM. GM had news on 19th of January that a sub-company of GM called Cruise announced partnership with Microsoft for a self-driving vehicle. And because of this news, GM was breaking all-time high in the pre-market itself, and that's the reason I put GM in my watch list. Finally, the last stock in my watch list was GME. This is a stock I don't like to trade a lot, but it had a nice short squeeze last week. What I mean by short squeeze is that the short float, the amount of shares that are short on GME is pretty high. Now, if a stock with high short float goes up, that means people who were short, they will need to cover. So they will have to buy back their shares, and this creates a huge buying momentum. That's what happened with GME when it moved from $22 to almost $39 on 13th of January 2021. Since then, I have been watching GME on the sidelines. It's not my primary stock that I trade, but I'm just watching it if I see any good opportunity on it. Let's get to the exciting part of the video. That is a recap of all my trades. My first trade was on Roku. Roku had some kind of rejection at 432. It made a $10 to $12 move in the first 2-3 minutes. I missed out on that move. But my plan was that if it breaks 432, I will enter, which sounds like a really bad plan, and I will explain my reason. As it broke 432, I placed my order to get filled. I got filled at 12.00. If you look at my fill price, I just noticed that Roku is too bad at this point because if you look, Roku had a 2 to 3% move in the last 3 minutes. And I never hold on to my loser. As soon as I entered, I saw some rejection. I exited at $11. So I lost $500 on this trade. But if I would have even held 1 more minute, you can look that premiums went to 9.15. So that is, I would have lost around $1,500 on this trade. 3 times more than what I lost actually. If you make a mistake that if you enter a trade that you're not supposed to and you have a look at it later after you enter, the best thing is that you can just exit that trade. And I lost money, I accepted the loss, I got out. My entry was not that good, but my exit was on point. Now my second trade was also on Roku. It wasn't as horrible as my first trade. On my second trade, I waited for the break of 433. It broke 433. I entered, and as soon as I entered, I don't like this trade. I have been trading for around 2 years now. I know how the tape should look like at the break of high of the day. If I don't see a lot of buying pressure, then most likely it's a fake out. My plan was if 432 does not hold, I will exit this trade. We saw on the tape that the 432 is not holding. I placed my order to exit. Now in total, I lost $460 on this trade. On my first trade, I lost $500. What this means is that within the first 5 minutes of market open, I traded Roku twice and I'm down $960 on the day. That's why I always recommend that if you are a beginner, don't even trade for the first 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. Wait for the market to find a direction. Wait for 5 minutes candle to close. Wait for the 15 minutes candle to close and see how the market goes from there. My third trade was on Netflix. On Netflix, my plan was to enter at the break of the high of the day. If it breaks 507.5, I will enter this trade with a profit target of 510. But because I'm red for the day, if I see any sort of hesitation around 508 or 509 level, I will exit this position. It broke the high of the day. I got filled at 16.99. We saw some kind of pullback around 508, but I want to see what happens at 508 when the orders get taken through. Orders went through at 508. The bids are above 508. So now my next level is 509. I want to see what happens at 509. We have to see what happens at the ask now. If the ask goes to 509, we saw the ask going through at 509 and we saw rejection. As it touched 509, we saw the orders on the time and sales going through closer to the 508 level. That's why I did not like this trade anymore. I got out with $100 profit on 3 contracts. My next trade was on Amazon. On Amazon, I was waiting for the break of 31.30. I entered this trade because the RVol, relative volume on Amazon, is 120%. That is higher than normal. My profit target on Amazon was 31.35 or 31.40. I entered this trade. I did not see the bids hold and I exited this trade within the same minute. My entry on Amazon was at a premium price of 13.75, 5 contracts. I exited at a price of 13.04, 5 contracts. So I lost $350 on this trade again. Out of the 4 trades I have taken so far, I only had 1 green trade and all my other 3 trades were red. So I was down close to around $1,200 up until now. My next trade was on GM. GM was breaking the high of the day. I entered 10 contracts. I got filled at a premium price of 1.10. My profit target on GM is 54.5 and above, but if it comes down to 54 and it does not hold 54, I will exit my position. I held this trade for a while because it was still above 54 level, but if it comes down under 54, I will exit my position. My entry was at 1.10, 10 contracts. I exited all my 10 contracts at a premium price of 0.99. I lost around $122 in total, including commissions on this trade. My next trade was on GME. On GME, I was waiting for the break of 45. And just bear in mind that I'm trading options, 45 strikes on GME. I'm not trading the stock price. The premiums are quite expensive. This is because the IV of this stock is really high, is around 340%. I got filled 5 contracts at a premium price of 6.45. I want to see 46, 47, 48 on GME because this is a short squeeze play. I don't want to see any kind of rejection on this stock. I saw that 45.5 level wasn't holding on GME. That's why I exited, pretty much break even. I paid commissions around $7 on this stock, but I got out break even on my premiums, which was a good trade because apparently this was the high of the day. In the next few minutes, we saw that GME fell down to $41, $42, which could have been a huge loss if I would have held on to my loser. Now, after the GME trade, I was down around $13.50 for the whole day. After the 6 trades I took within the first 25 minutes of market open, I usually don't take these many trades within the first 30 minutes of market open. I took 6 trades, 5 were red, 1 was green. My stop loss for the day was around $1,500 to $2,000. I can't go beyond $2,000 and I was red for most of my trades. I was down $13.50 for the day. If you're a trader and you have been trading for a long time, you know that we have days like these where the mindset is not on point. And the same thing was happening with me on 19th of January. It's not anything new. I have faced these days a lot of times. So what I did was I went for a quick walk around 10 AM market time. I came back after 15 minutes. After coming back, my intention was to wait for the trades to come to me because in my previous trades, I was looking for trades and that's not what a trader should do. Wait for the trades to come to you, and that's what I did because my last trade was at 9:54 AM. This Tesla trade that I took and I made $13.90 on this trade. I took this trade around 10:50 AM. So that is around 1 hour of difference between the 2 trades. I went for a walk, I came back, and even after coming back, I was just sitting on my hands for the next 30 minutes. My last trade was on Tesla. Tesla was making this triangle. If you look, this low is higher than this low. This low is higher than this low and this low is higher than this low. That means it's making a triangle and this high is lower than this high is lower than this high. I've seen this pattern form on Tesla almost every single day. I have traded Tesla a few times, so I know that Tesla makes these triangles and the break either side can be a good momentum play on Tesla. My plan was that if it breaks 840, I will enter this position with 10 contracts, risking almost around $400, $500 on 10 contracts. My risk will be around 841 level, which is this level that is coinciding with the upper trend line. And my profit target will be, because I know if Tesla breaks triangle, we will see a huge selling momentum and we can see 836 or 835. I entered Tesla 10 contracts at a premium price of 16.95. My fill price was 16.95. I entered 830 puts, same week expiry, that is weekly expiry. My profit target is around 838. My first profit target is a break of 839, that is this level. My second profit target is a break of 836.5, that is around the pre-market low. I'm risking around $500 on this trade. That will put me at my max stop loss, that is $2,000. And this was my last trade for the day. When I entered, I got this good push on Tesla. My profit target was 839, but I just held it because at the 839 breaks, the premium spiked. And I got out 5 contracts at a premium price of 17.67. I'm still holding half of my position at this point. Now, as I said that my next profit target is the break of the pre-market low. It broke the pre-market low. I will cover 3 contracts. For those 3 contracts, my fill price was $18.48. After the next few minutes, Tesla is still holding this level. It's making this bear flag kind of thing. So I'm still holding my 2 contracts. I won't let those 2 contracts go negative on me, and my stop loss is break even on those 2 contracts. But I'm pretty confident that Tesla will break the 836, this pre-market low as well, which is around the low of the day. We are seeing a lot of selling pressure on Tesla. I just wanted to break 836 level, because if 836 breaks, I'm pretty sure 835 will also break with the momentum of the selling pressure. Tesla broke 835 as well. I was still holding my 2 contracts because it's not holding above 835. I don't have any reason to exit my position at this point. I'm already in the money. I have covered 8 of my contracts. At the break of 834, I covered another contract. My fill price on that one contract was around 19.86. I covered my last contract at the break of 833.5 around at a fill price of 19.92. This is the benefit of taking partials along the way. I know myself that as a scalper, I won't hold my 10 contracts from 840 to 833. I can't expect Tesla to make such a huge move in my favor. So what I do is that if I take my partial, it gives me confidence to hold my remaining contracts for a bigger move. Because I'm already in the money, I won't let those remaining contracts go negative on me. So my stop loss is break even on those 2 contracts. And that gives me confidence to hold my trades a bit longer. In total, I made $31 on this day, which is a lot better than losing $1350 at the first place. This is not my best trading day. If you go back and look at my previous videos, my trading is a lot better than this. My win percentage is a lot better than this. But we as traders, we know that we have our emotions, we have our mindset. We don't really have good days every single day. We will have our share of bad days. But what we as traders need to do is that we need to cut our losers quick and we need to let our winners run. That's what helped me to convert this red disaster day into a green day. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of good trading content on Instagram as well. I will post a link in the description box below. If you have any questions, put a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I will see you in the next video.